Mabuhay, and welcome to Rural Art Connection, the place where your boredom ends and your creativity begins.
Hello, I'm her husband, Cameron, and I bought a Fallout loot box at the Phoenix Comic Fest in May of 2018. And it's the first loot box we ever bought, so we wanted to see, what's in it and then what you guys can expect to get if you buy one. So,
Yay.
Here we go.
It's like a puzzle.
Oh, there we go. So the first thing we have is, it looks like a Nuka-Cola beer glass.
But in your case, it'd be a Coca-Cola glass?
Let's give me a Coke glass, because I don't drink.
Be gentle, because we gotta wrap it back up later.
So it says Nuka-Cola. So for you kids that don't know anything about Fallout, Nuka-Cola is the primary carbonated soda of the United States in the year 2077, before the eventual nuclear war with China. And the other Nuka-Cola is like a basic cola flavor, where they say it's like got a bunch of stuff in it. But the one that people usually relate to is the one that's Quantum, which is the one that's like purple or blue and it glows. Those are the ones that usually help you mod weapons and stuff. But in the original Fallout 3, there was kind of a little bit of a side humor that they were having problems with the testing because people were peeing like radioactive blue, and they thought that might have been a concern and possibly a lawsuit. So there's that. Okay, so the next one is an enamel pen. I think it's the Critical Banker perk or the Critical Hits perk, I can't tell. Usually when he has two handguns like that and a bunch of stuff packed on the back, that usually means that it has something to do with your VATS targeting. But it doesn't say in the back, so I'm gonna guess and say it's either Critical Banker or something to help your critical hits and VATS. Lunchbox.
Ooh, with Nuka Girl.
With Nuka Girl. I'm gonna assume it's empty. And it is. So basically it's like a collecting tin. Lunch boxes are usually found in the wasteland, and they usually carry something random that will pop out that can either help you or it's just like trash or something. So in Fallout 4, if you open up a loot box, by the way, there's Quantum. If you open up a loot box, then, or a lunch box, then you would either get some kind of like trash or garbage to make something with, or sometimes you get like a model of a sentry bot or an iBot or something, or pieces of one, or very rarely you would have a Quantum or a Nuka-Cola pop out. So that's what the meaning of this one is. So I'll put that aside. Another pin. This one has something to do with being able to take radiation. I'm not on my Fallout game right now, but I could have sworn this is like one of those where you can absorb rads faster, or you get rid of them faster. I think it's something that goes on the endurance line for if you're progressing in the game. I can't remember. Shame on me. I know. I should know better. But usually, since it's radiation with him, and I could have sworn this is something like you can absorb it, or
deal with it longer.
Or it makes you stronger, or you can resist it longer. It's one of those. So I'll put that one back. Then a random vinyl figure, and the choices are you again, a Brotherhood of Steel. I want to say it's a ghoul, but we're gonna open up and find out. I'm gonna say it's a ghoul, and then a super mutant. Oh man, that's hard to tell. The Mysterious Stranger. That's it's like Fists of Fury, and then that's like Nerd Rage, and this is like zoning in for critical hits.
Come on back. I don't move your tummy though.
By Funko. Isn't that the Pop people?
Funko Pop, yeah.
All right, so here you go, babe.
It's you.
It's supposed to be you, Vault 101, so this will be
Fallout
3. That's Fallout 3. Vault 101 was in Fallout 3. That was in the Desert Wasteland, or the Capital Wasteland, I'm sorry. And that's the Vault assignment. So it could either be you or someone else from the Vault. I'm gonna assume it's you because the only other major characters were in there were like Butch, which was this kind of a putz that ended up being a barber, and he's kind of like the antagonist, and then his little group called the Tunnel Snakes, and I'm sure you've heard of that.
What about that one vault that had just the same guy in it like a bajillion
That's
times?
Gary. I think that's
Gary.
Vault 118? I think 118 is the one where they did the clones, but the clones screwed up, and the only thing you could say was Gary. So there's like 30 clones in that little vault, and they're all saying Gary. Okay.
Ooh.
A mug.
It's a Vault Boy mug.
It's a Vault Boy mug. Alright, so for all you guys on my wife's channel, this is a Vault Boy mug. If you don't know who he is and you're trying to drink out of it, I'm sure people think it's kind of tacky. However, I don't know if it's a mug or not.
Why?
Because look on the inside.
What's wrong with the inside?
Fallout Head Molded CMG ceramic mug. So it's a mug.
There's high chance of gerbil though.
Very high chance. There you go. Let's see. There we go.
Ooh.
Do we take it out or just leave it in there?
Hey, would leave it in there.
Okay. So anyway, it's a Nuka-Cola Zapper from Nuka World. You can see Bottled and Cappy on the bottom there. In the game, then the Zapper right here is the only way you can beat the first boss of the Nuka World expansion, is because he has an electrified power armor that runs on the power of a one of those rides where people run into each other. You know what I'm talking about?
Bumper cars?
Yeah, bumper cars. So he's got a conduit running from his back all the way up to the top on this power thing, so that he's electrified. And the only way you can beat him is you squirt him with this squirt gun, and it shorts out the power, and then you can go beat on him for a while. So that's the significance of this object. Again, and then on the side for Nuka-Cola, it shows you all the different types of Nuka-Colas there are. So there's Nuka-Cola Victory, which was like a wartime thing. Nuka-Cola Wild, which was supposed to have like a coffee flavor. Nuka-Cola Grape, that's pretty self-explanatory. Nuka-Cola Cherry. Then we have Nuka Orange, Quantum, the standard Nuka-Cola, Quartz, which in the game, in the Fallout 4 you don't see them as much, but in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas you do see them. And then the Fallout Dark back here, that was a competition I think against Sunset Sarsaparilla. The final one is the one I always thought was kind of funny, is Nuka-Cola Dark, and that's the one that had alcohol in it. And so in the game, when you go to the bottling plant, they there's like some memos and some computers that are like, please stop getting drunk while you're showing off Nuka-Cola Dark. That's it. And that was the problem, was people were pounding it because they had so much alcohol in it. So it was like soda pop with booze. And so people were getting drunk while they're on this little ride. So you're on this little boat ride. It's kind of like There's a Small World After All in Disneyland. Or It's a Small World. And so instead of being It's a Small World, it's like the life and times of Brad Burton. I think his name's John Caleb Brad Burton, the guy who invented Nuka-Cola. And it like shows you through his life of how he was a chemical engineer, and then how he came up with a formula for Nuka-Cola, and then how he was able to mass produce it, and then he made all these varieties. But anyway, so it's like you ride this little Nuka-Cola boat and around, and it kind of shows you, and that's where you come up with, hey, stop drinking so much dark. You're getting hammered, because they're out there like, kids are on the boat, and the people are like, they were tanked. So, but anyway, each one of these like caused like some kind of a defect in the body. Like this one had, like Nuka-Cola Quantum had some kind of an isotope in it that was radioactive. And so basically, if you drank it, it was like you were drinking a radioactive isotope. That's why your pee would glow whenever you drink it. But it was so potent that Brad Burton had a deal with the Army before the nuclear war, when it was just a conventional war with China, and it was under the name Project Cobalt. And in exchange for letting the United States Army take his Nuka Quantum, which he was selling, and weaponize it, and because it would increase the amount of the power of the explosions, then he would be able to have access to the United States' cryogenic technology. And that's why when you meet him, he's still alive, even though it's been like 270 years, but the only part of his body they were able to save was his head. So when you go down to his special custom little vault, it's just his head down there, and that's where you get like the Nuka-Nukes and that Nuka-Nuke launcher and all the stuff that's been modified by Quantum.
The blaster.
So, yeah. The blaster, there's all kind of blasters you can get in the park. It's like Disneyland, but just like a lot worse. So I think you're right. I don't think it's designed to be opened because it's magnetized.
Yeah,
it's supposed to stay closed.
It's a display item.
So anyway, I'm sure my wife wants me to review for you what I got. So I got the tin. You can put stuff in it. You got the blaster. You got the beer cup. I don't drink beer. You got the mug. I don't drink coffee, but my wife does. The Pops Vinyl 101. You've got the Rad absorption perk. Then you have the Critical Banker or the Critical Hits modifier perk. And
that's it.
That's about it. Oh, no, that's it.
In the box.
So the box itself, so it's $60. So I guess my question is this, my wife and I are talking, is this worth $60 plus tax? And so while I've been talking to you, I've kind of been thinking, what's the price value of all these? So I'm thinking for the mug, you're looking at 7 to 8, probably. The beer cup, even less. I'd say 5. Do not microwave. Hand wash only, do not soak, because it'll come off. So I'm gonna say $5 for this. So we're up to 12. The vinyls, I don't know. It's really well done.
10?
10 maybe, so up to 22. The pins you're looking at
10 a piece.
5 to 10 maybe. Well, that's a markup. See, it's Bethesda. Where's Bethesda at? They mark up everything. So we're gonna say 10, right? 10 for this guy.
10 for that guy.
10 for this guy. I'm gonna say 10 for the lunchbox, maybe less.
Or more.
Or more. I mean, it's a 10 lunchbox. What more can you say? So what are we up to? 10, 20, 30, 38, 42. I'd say 8 to 9 to 10 for that, maybe. So 58, maybe, if I could do my math. And then the little squirt gun thing.
This one's the heavy hitter.
Yeah, it's the big one. I would say 15 to 20 for that.
Because the guy that sold it to you guaranteed, what, $100 worth of items in there?
At least 100. So if this guy's in a display case and it's like this where it's supposed to be magnetized, I would say probably $20, $25. So
No, closer to 30.
Because of the display case. The display. Even though it's not really in display. That's the thing. It's like, is this really a display? I mean, it's in plastic. Does that constitute a display?
Right, but it's like a collector's toy, though. It's meant not to be opened.
Yeah, this is, yeah. Well, yeah. You don't open it. So, anyway. And then it says decorate your space. See, they want you to get more. That ain't happening.
Well, see, you've already got this at home, except you don't have a tin sign. You have a wood sign for Nuka Girl. And now you have the lunchbox.
That's going to go on the wall.
And then they have
These two
the
pins.
Vault Tech one.
Which, you know, with pins, it's not like you're working at, TGI Fridays or anything where you wear a pin. So these would have to go on the wall. You can tell these were made by Fallout because they kind of have that design on the back. If you ever bought the Fallout 4 game, all of them have the same background. It's like this speckly. It's like you would see on like a floor of a garage, and with the Fallout logo. So these are all Bethesda stuff.
It's not rip-off stuff.
Yeah, it's not
official.
It's official Bethesda stuff. So it's not cheap knockoff. It's not Fallout Guy or something lame. So basically, you're paying. To be honest, you're actually paying more for the name than I think for the stuff.
So what do you feel? Do you feel happy? Do you feel ripped off? Do you feel like you would have liked it better if you would have gotten to buy each item individually, or would that have been less cost effective? What do you think?
Well, I think...
Do you think you're going to buy another loot box in the future?
I think so, and here's why. It is a gamble. We're rolling the dice here. What are we going to get? So basically this stuff is display items, and I'm sure my wife can tell you that in these exhibition halls, I'm not a big t-shirt guy. I'm sure my wife will tell you. I'm not a big t-shirt guy. So I need stuff that I can put on my walls, because I'm not interested in having a shirt, because frankly, you wear it a couple times and you're done with it, okay? Or you get a stain on it, even worse. So I need stuff. I'd much rather have stuff that I got that I can put on the wall. That's the reason I like the loot box, is because it is about stuff that you can display.
You could also put these on your backpack.
Yeah, if you're
satchel.
Exactly, satchel. But I'm not going to. And so I guess what my wife wants me to say to all her subscribers is, if you're into getting stuff to display, then the loot box is going to be the way to go. If you'd much rather get stuff that you can wear, the loot box is not how you want to go. Or if you want to control what you buy. So it's a crapshoot. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff that if it's priced individually, we pay a lot more for it.
Because this, I'm for sure they would probably sell it for like, what, 50, 60 at the convention?
I wouldn't say that high. I'd say 20 to 30. It's, like I said, it's not, I mean, it is what it is. It's a collector's item. I mean, we were in the exhibition hall and we saw someone that basically took old Coca-Colas, ground down the sticker. Remember this?
Took the sticker.
Yeah, they took the Coke sticker off and then put a Nuka-Cola sticker back on.
And then aged them
And then aged them with dirt and then put them in an old Coke flat that held them in glass, and they were charging $10 for each one. And Quantum was just those blue raspberries. Who sells blue raspberry that we know? Like when you go to Safeway and you go to the specialty soda section, there's the blue raspberry soda pops. Look at those and just imagine those without the sticker on them and a Quantum sticker, and it's the same thing. It's $10.
Well, it's like the little, what was it, the first aid kit, the Rat-Away?
Yeah, the Rat-Away is the only one we couldn't figure out. But the first aid kit looked like a little box of tin of Mentats that had been scraped off.
No, it was like a dollar store first aid kit, and they had scraped it.
Yeah, so it looked like a little tin of, man, it was back maybe that big maybe.
Yeah, it
and
was
anyhow, that isn't, like I said, I'm not disappointed. I think this is cool stuff, and I'm gonna put it up on my wall.
The surprise part is part of it too.
Yeah, and that's like
it's like Christmas. You don't know what you're gonna get.
It's like you're opening a present, and to be honest, I would do it again. I really would. This is all stuff that I'll put on my wall. Now that I'm stepping back and reflecting on it, this is cool display material. I'm even gonna keep the box. So I don't know where I'm gonna put the box, but I'll keep the box. So like I said, I think it's just really cool. What makes it, of course, the fascination for me with Fallout 4 is that it's an alternate history, but there's a lot of Americans 1950 Nice. Nice going, baby. There's lots of 1950s kitsch. So everyone's got big cars and like boats. And it's like everyone's stuck in the 50s. So anyway.
Do you want to show off your Star Trek stuff?
I can.
So if you like this video, go ahead and tap that subscribe button, hit that like, and I'll catch you in the next one.